Well, Cheryl, this afternoon, police identified the teen as 17-year-old Janae Owens, but they haven't released the names of the other victims involved. But take a look at this flyer. Police are searching for the driver of this black Chrysler sedan. This picture was taken at the intersection by a surveillance camera. Police believe the man who was driving behind this wheel that time yesterday is the same man who pulled the trigger. Police tell us yesterday, just around 6 p.m., the shooting happened at the intersection of South Candler Road and Midway Street. Neighbors say they heard several gunshots, then a woman screaming after a man pulled up to the victim's maroon sedan and fired into the passenger side, killing the teen. Police say an adult woman was also shot. Now, neighbors tell us that woman was the teen's mother and that another girl was in the back seat but was not injured.
The suspect was described as a bald, black male wearing a white t-shirt and driving a black Chrysler 200 or 300, last seen traveling southbound on South Candler Street.
And we asked police if this was a road rage incident, and they tell us right now they have no motive and they're treating this as an open homicide case. Now, neighbors we talked to off camera tell us the family moved to the area less than a week ago and was very traumatized by the incident. Right now, GBI has stepped in to help Decatur police investigate. Live in Decatur, I'm Latasha Givens, 11 Alive News.